Hello everyone. So I'm going to take you on a tour now of the garden for May 2012. Start over here at my compost where I have all kinds of rich nutrients to feed my plants. And we'll start out here with 3 tomato plants. Now this is at the early stage, so we're going to have to wait for a while to get some results. So going over here, we start inside the garden here. We see our first tomato plant here. And over beside it, we have radishes growing here. And beside them, near the fence, we have the peas growing. They're still very young. I'll update this later. And over here in this plant, we have another tomato. It's a yellow tomato. And over here we have our currant bushes, which are going to have a lot of currants on it this year because I've trimmed it back. Down here is our chamomile bush, which is just starting. Soon it'll be flowering. We'll make some tea out of that. And here we have some sorrel. It's just starting out. Pepper plant. And here we have a tomato plant. Cherry tomato type. And behind that we have beans. No, these are all peppers here. There's a row of red peppers and a row of green peppers, which we'll show you when they're bigger as well. And here's our first row of beans. These are Italian variety, just starting out. And lots of Swiss chard growing here. It went right through the winter. It's doing very well. Some of it's going to seed, but I'm cutting it back, so should have lots to eat. And here we have some green beans, a row right there just started. And some beets from last year. Some of them are going to seed as well, but we'll see what they do. I planted some new ones over between the peas and the radishes. Some more beans here, and 2 rows of yellow beans over there. And over in the corner here, I've started a new corner this year. I've got right up front here is a little pepper plant that I hope to grow big. And then we have zucchini plants growing in the back. And I planted some beans along the back by the fence there. We'll see if they actually grow. I'll show you that on my update. So here we go over here. Here I've got some beets that I've transplanted in the back there. Hopefully they're going to grow. In the front here I have 4 aroma plants. They're just little guys still. It's the early stage. So, and some weeds that I found that looked interesting, so I'm just going to let them grow. And over here in these tires where I like to grow my tomatoes, I've got a couple of plants going right here. They're doing pretty good already. They're 4-inch tomato plants. See how they do. And one over here as well. Nothing on these yet. They're flowering, some of them though. And this is the area where I had zucchini last year, so I've grown some more zucchini here. And they've kind of popped up. Quite a few. I've given a lot away because they take up a big area once they get big. And there's one that's came from a plant, so it's doing pretty good already. And these are the green onions, or the leeks that were growing last year that had the big seed head on them. They grew through the winter, and they're kind of laying down here for some reason, going through some kind of change. And here we have some cucumber plants growing as well. We'll see how they do. Hopefully we'll get lots of cucumbers. And there's a parsley plant that just came up out of nowhere. And another Swiss chard there, and then some sunflower plants here. I grew planted quite a few of them just to see what would happen. They kind of sprouted real well. And another squash back there. And green onions all the way around the outside of the garden here, the dirt part. I like doing that. Kind of looks interesting once they all grow up big. We'll see how it looks like. This is just the early part of the season. Things are just starting to grow now. Over here as well, I've got some green onions growing along the edge here. Multiplier onions is what they actually are. And some more cucumbers here. Hopefully they're going to take over this whole area and climb up the fence here. And it should be quite interesting by the time they really get going. Some more green onions along here, or multipliers. And another tomato plant here. Another one here. And another one here. These are beefsteak. I'm hoping to get some nice good sized tomatoes this year. So basically there you go. Of course I've got my oregano plants along the fence here, which really attract the bees. And if you follow me back here, there's oregano plants growing right there. And way over there, beyond the garden, there's some oregano plants there. So I'm hoping to attract a lot of bees. So join me when I do an update, and hopefully by that time everything will be growing really well. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.